Good evening, folks. I took a little time off. I needed it, had to reflect on losing friends, and that just got one thought going after another, going after another. You know how that is. The reality of life, and you just got to take your time. You've got to work through your thoughts and maybe go take a walk in nature, which I can't do right now. I live in Illinois. It's a little chilly, even though we're having a warm spell. For me, it's still too cold. But it's time to take some deep breaths and just be alone. Don't feel pressure and just go within. Let those thoughts come through. Think them through. Maybe do some meditation and then just move it along slowly at your pace. And that's what I've been doing this week. I've been reflecting on losing a couple of friends and got some other family issues going on with siblings, and I needed that reflection time. And I'm sure you all know what I'm talking about. I am sure that a lot of you are going through the same thing. You know, you're all feeling, maybe you've got friends that, you know, are either relocating or maybe they're ill. Maybe some have passed, and maybe family, siblings, everybody, every single person has got their own thing going on. Not everybody's going to be happy and jolly and, slap you on the back, say, "Hey, how you doing?" Not everybody's in that headspace right now. And one can only do what's best for themselves. And this whole last week, that's what was best for me, is disconnect, regroup my thoughts, go within, find peace with it. And here I am. So, hitting back on what I do, which is research every day, keeping up with the chatter that's going around on the internet and chatter that's going on some news, current events. Let's go over a few things. Let's just have an open chat and see where this takes us. And put your thoughts in there if you want. I'd be more than happy to hear your feelings on this. I have Fox News up on my tablet, and I'm just going over a few things. And of course, the mainliner is President Trump pausing all U.S. military aid to Ukraine following clash with Zelensky. The way I feel about it, yeah, why are we funding that anyway? Why have we been funding that? Why have we sent his country $350 trillion? Billion. I'm sorry, $350 billion. I believe it's billion. Why? So he can save his own self, and he certainly didn't save his people. And go after a different country. We can't we stay in our own backyard? I mean, really, if your neighbors were getting into a battle with their family members or their other neighbors and you're on the other side of the street and you're just observing, would you just take it upon yourself to go interfere and pick a side? And no, I don't think you do that. So why as a country are we doing that? You know, if two other countries are having a dispute, I think this country has got enough going on that we all just need to mind our own damn business and try to fix what's here at home instead of worrying about somebody else's issues that's on the other side of the world. It just doesn't, you know, we're in a recession right now, and a lot of people would would say that we are in a depression. A lot of people have said that. I'm not an economist. I have my opinion. I'm allowed to have my opinion. That's called my right of freedom of speech. I'm allowed to have my opinion. I mean, when I go to the store and they're charging $7 for a carton of eggs, I have an opinion. So when we need the money here because of disasters, homelessness, um, hyperinflation, families losing their jobs, can't put food on the table to feed the kids, people can't pay their utility bills, but we got 350 billion to send to somebody else for their issues that don't pertain to us at all. If you disagree with me, you pick a side, seriously. And if you feel that strong enough about it, maybe you're living in the wrong country. I'm not judging. It's just the thought. So that was one headline that I had an opinion on. Oh, here's something. Did you know what happened today? Dolly Parton's husband of nearly 60 years, Carl Dean, died at age 82. You know, Dolly Parton, she was very protective of her husband and his privacy. That's the agreement they had. She talked about it every now and then. He didn't want the showbiz popularity. He didn't want, all the flair and the glamour and the glitz and the attention and the cameras. He didn't want that. He wanted his own private place. He wanted his lifestyle private. And he loved Dolly with all his heart and said, "You've got a beautiful voice. Go use it. You do you, and I'll do me, and we'll meet happily in the middle." And that's how they lived their 60 years of marriage. She I don't even remember her saying his name. Once in a great while, she would quickly, briefly bring up her husband, not by name, just the fact that she was married, and that was it. She respected his wishes, and that's what you call a dedicated wife, to keep your man happy, and he loved her, and he exhumed the same respect by saying, "You have a beautiful voice, go share it." And they both made that compromise. That's a beautiful marriage, and that's proof. They stayed together 60 years. I'm really very sorry for Dolly Parton and her loss, and let's all say a prayer for her husband's soul. May he rest in peace. And let's keep our thoughts and prayers with Dolly. I'm sure she's in really deep grief right now, and we need to stand behind her in prayer. That's a sad thing that happened today. And let's see. Senate bid to prevent boys from playing girls' sports gets stuck on filibuster. Oh, I have an opinion about this too. I'm sorry. For all you younger, much younger generation libs that you just think because you wake up one day and you feel like an opposite member of the sex society, you just want to change your gender for the day, for the week, for the month, maybe forever, whatever. We all know that does not change your bone structure, your muscle capacity, your chromosomes. It doesn't you know, a woman, regardless of how deep her voice goes, regardless of how manly she acts, structurally in your body, you can still tell who's a woman and who's not just by the way they're built, by their Adam's apple for one. I don't have one. I can't help but think of the boxing event that took place where it was a women's boxing match, and it was a transgender that went in there and almost killed that girl. What did they expect? It doesn't take a genius to know that a girl's punch It's not exactly the same as a guy's punch. Girls even have a different way of fighting. You know, you can I'm not a if you feel like you were born in the wrong body, I'm not gonna judge. However, there is such a thing as respect, and you have to respect others just like you want people to respect you. Now, biologically, let's be fair. You know, it if you're a guy, Caitlyn Jenner, right? Let's use that as an example. Okay. He transitioned after he got out of being an athlete. Good for him. It wouldn't have been fair. Can you for him to compete against women with his muscle mass, with his structure, it's it it wouldn't have been a match. And I find it wrong. I find it very wrong. If somebody feels that they wanna be, a different okay, first of all, you know, don't put yourself out there until after the age of 18. Just just a thought, just a thought. Um, don't make any major decisions. I would say until after the age of 25 because after raising 3 boys, I know for a fact that the brain doesn't fully develop and the common sense really doesn't kick in. I swear to God, until they're about 35. Seriously. That's when you really reel in, mentally reel in reality. Because I know some 30-year-olds that still wanna act like they're 20. Married, got kids, but you still wanna hang out with the college kids and, act like you're 20. No, you're beyond that. You're married, you got kids. You're not like that. It's the same with athletes. It's the same with sports. You know, don't wait until you're mature enough and know where you're headed in life. Know what you were placed in this life for before you go making a surgical decision that cannot be replaced. No, undone. There you go. You could put on a wig. You can, put on makeup, do the tuck thing, but don't go altering things until you're headed in the right direction for the rest of your life. And there's not anybody under the age of 25 at the minimum 25 that really knows what path they're going to take, that they want to take, and they're heading for it for the rest of their life. Because I know let's compare it to the job market, okay? Between the ages of 18 to 21, I wanted to be a nurse. Well, then all of a sudden I started having kids, and I knew I couldn't dedicate myself. Nursing takes a lot of dedication and working long hours. And I knew that wouldn't be fair to my kids. So I changed course, right? Went into the corporate world. Accounts receivable, accounts payable, credits and collections. Ended up being an office manager, ended up being a office manager of a trucking hub in the city. Ended up being in charge of 30 truck drivers, payroll, routes. Had to be right there for the dispatchers. It's a whole new hell of a lot different than nursing, ain't it? This is what I'm talking about. I've had many of jobs. Many. And then when I got older and I changed locations, I went back into healthcare. I went back into working for mental health, housing residents with all kinds of different mental health issues. And then from there, I worked in an emergency department of a hospital, registering patients. Far cry from corporate world, doing accounting and running offices and running a trucking company. Yeah, I was like the jack of all trades and the master of none. Which is why I'm sure it's a small percentage of you. That's why I'm saying, don't take your young self and make major alterations biologically when you don't know what direction in life you're really gonna go. Because you will change from here. This 5 years, you're gonna want this. This next 5 years, you're gonna want that. And then slowly, as you get a little older and you might meet somebody you never projected you were gonna meet of the opposite sex. And you're gonna be grateful you didn't make that choice. You don't know. Many people don't know yet in their life what will actually make them happy because they haven't run across it yet. Just telling you some common sense from somebody who's been there, done that. Don't make life altering changes before you reach the age of maturity. And for some, that'll be 25. For others, that'll be 35. Hell, I know people in their 60s, they're still not mature. So I just thought I'd, you know, talk to you a little bit about that. And I don't know. I'm looking at other things that Fox News has got going. Oh, the Pope had another crisis today. I guess yesterday he was taken off the uh, ventilator because he was feeling better. Last night he didn't have an episode. Well, today he had 2 more episodes. And then they ended up, I guess, sticking a tube down and vacuuming out. It was getting a little gross. You know, the fluids. He aspirated on getting sick to his stomach. Little gentler words there, gentler. Anyway, it was once they cleaned out his air pipe, they put him back on the ventilator again, and I guess he's rebounding now, and they've got their hope back for him. I guess it was looking a little grim this morning throughout the night. I don't know. But anyway, there's that. I'm opinionated, okay? I think you all know that about me so far. People got to play games, right? It's what makes life entertaining. So, anyway, I've already been babbling over 30 minutes, almost 30 minutes. And I just wanted to come back on and say, hey, don't forget about me. I took a week off for good reason. I didn't want to come on here and my head just wasn't there. It was, and again, please, if you're going through some heavy stuff, take that very important time for yourself. You know, if you're not good, if you're not okay with yourself, then you're not going to be any good to anybody else. You got to be good with yourself. You got to be okay mentally, emotionally, spiritually. You have to be okay in order to be of service to others, being your husband, your wife, your children, even your work. Did you ever go to work with a problem on your mind? Were you really able to concentrate? That's what I'm talking about. Take care of yourself, whatever you're going through, whether it be heartache, grief, financial, agitation, things getting to you. Walk away. Go take a walk, do some deep breathing, meditate. Just take time for yourself. We all need it. We all deserve it. And we'll become better people for it. You all have a wonderful Monday night. I love you. Please like, please share, and hit the little notification button so that the next time I go on live, you'll come join me. And always know I'm here for you. If you need somebody to talk to, put it in the message that you need to talk to me and we'll connect. I'm always here for you. And I'd be happy to be here for you. If you want me to talk about certain topics, throw that in the chat. We'll talk about it. In the meantime, be blessed because I know God does bless you. Be happy, whatever you're going through, it'll be okay. Trust me. Take it easy, and I'll see you really soon. Good night, everybody.